Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a truly beautiful, multi-era story that perfectly illustrates exactly why pure love is considered the ultimate spiritual currency. We're looking at a narrative that literally spans across different ages, focusing on a single soul's journey of absolutely unwavering devotion. It's the kind of story that really forces us to pause and reevaluate what we consider valuable in this world versus what is actually treasured by the divine.
So, to truly understand Shabari's journey, we have to start by asking a pretty profound question. What happens when a soul's deepest longing remains unsatisfied, even after a literal lifetime of dedication? I mean, imagine dedicating your entire existence to a single goal, a single divine encounter. You achieve it, but deep down, a tiny seed of desire to continue that service just kind of lingers there. Well, as you'll see, this lingering desire, this tiny little seed, becomes the exact catalyst for a miraculous continuation of her story.
Okay, let's take a quick look at this timeline, just to anchor our narrative. This definitely isn't a story that happens overnight. We're stretching all the way from the ancient cosmic age of the Treta Yuga, across intervening eons where countless ages pass by, straight into the Dwapara Yuga. The sheer scale of time here is massive, yet the thread of pure devotion remains completely unbroken across the millennia.
Let's start with Part 1, Treta Yuga, the first offering.
Back in the Treta Yuga, a humble devotee named Shabari spent years, literally years, waiting for the arrival of Lord Rama. Her entire life was completely defined by this singular, patient anticipation. Just look at her daily routine. She cleaned her little hermitage every single day, faithfully gathered fresh fruits, and prayed constantly. But the most striking detail here is that last point. When Lord Rama finally arrived, she offered him berries, but she tasted each one first. Now, in many traditions, offering partially eaten food is a huge no-no. It's considered highly improper. But Shabari's logic was so simple and entirely driven by love. She wanted only the absolute best, the sweetest possible berries, for her Lord.
There's such a profound contrast here between the physical act and the spiritual reception. While Shabari offered tasted berries, Lord Rama accepted them with a warm smile. He looked completely past the outward act, the potential impurity of tasted food, to see the pristine, pure devotion beneath it. It's like her life was totally fulfilled in that one moment. However, as Rama blessed her and continued on his journey, a deep, deep longing still remained in her heart to serve her Lord once more.
Which brings us to Part 2, the Dwapara Yuga, a new life in Goku.
Eons later, Lord Rama takes birth again, this time as Krishna. And Shabari? Well, she returns too, but definitely not as a queen. She's reborn as a Chandalan, a woman living on the absolute fringes of society. Her livelihood actually involves burning bodies and selling forest fruits. Her outward circumstances are incredibly harsh, no doubt about it, yet her soul's underlying connection remains quietly intact. So picture this. She's calling out to the villagers, "Fresh fruits! Sweet fruits!" She's carrying this heavy basket of fruits on her head, bustling through the streets. She's just going about her daily livelihood, completely unaware of the monumental destiny that's about to approach her in the form of a young child.
And then the divine encounter begins. We see little Krishna running toward her. In his tiny hands, he's carrying a few grains of wheat to use as payment. But because he's running, he ends up dropping most of the grains along the way. By the time he actually reaches her, he has almost nothing of material value left, just a tiny handful of wheat remaining in his palms. With a charming little smile, the divine child looks up at her and asks, "Mother, will you give me some fruits?" He presents his nearly empty hands, gently offering what very little he managed to hold on to.
The fruit seller looks at those few grains and then down at the child, and her heart just simply melts. Exactly like in her past life as Shabari, she completely ignores the lack of proper payment. She doesn't stop to calculate the cost or worry about her livelihood. She just fills his tiny hands with the absolute finest fruits from her basket out of pure, unadulterated love. Krishna smiles, accepts the beautiful gift, and walks away.
Now for Part 3, the unwanted wealth, a divine surprise.
That evening, when she finally places her basket on the floor, she fully expects to just see the few dropped grains of wheat she collected from the child. Instead, she discovers something completely astonishing. The basket is literally overflowing with gold, diamonds, pearls, and precious ornaments. I mean, we're talking unimaginable wealth here, easily enough to change her life forever. But her reaction to this incredible discovery? It's entirely unexpected.
She doesn't celebrate. She doesn't jump for joy. Falling to her knees and weeping, she cries out to the heavens in genuine anguish, "Have you deceived me again?" It's a really powerful, almost shocking response. She feels deeply betrayed by this material reward. To understand why she feels so deceived, we really have to look at what her soul actually remembered and recognized in that exact moment.
You see, her cry wasn't born from sorrow, but from the deepest longing of a devotee's heart. In a sudden flash of spiritual clarity, she recognizes that she had offered fruits to him before, in her previous birth as Shabari, and just like back then, she feels she's being handed a temporary reward instead of the ultimate connection. She flatly rejects the gold, the diamonds, the jewels. She cries out that she doesn't want worldly riches. She wants only the Lord. She begs for liberation, wanting only to be taken to his eternal abode. She knows, deep down, the wealth is just an illusion compared to the divine connection she's really craving.
Part 4. Revelation and Liberation.
Suddenly, her dark little hut fills with a brilliant divine radiance, and Lord Krishna appears before her in all his glory. With just a single, gentle question, "Mother, do you not recognize me?" the final veil is lifted. At that exact moment, the full flood of memories from her previous birth in the Treta Yuga awakens completely within her, and she whispers, "Yes, my lord." Krishna then reveals this beautiful parallel to her. Back in the Treta Yuga, she offered him fruits with pure love as Shabari. And now, in the Dwapara Yuga, she did the exact same thing as a humble fruit seller. Krishna explains that the immense wealth placed in her basket was merely a small token of his appreciation, really just a physical manifestation of a profound spiritual truth.
With tears flowing freely from her eyes, she asks for only one gift, to never, ever be separated from him again. Krishna steps forward, gently places his hand upon her head, and assures her with these truly beautiful words. He tells her that no treasure in the world can repay the love of a true devotee. The gold and the jewels, that was just a test, or a preliminary blessing. Her true reward, the only reward that actually matters, is his eternal presence.
As Krishna blesses her, a profound transformation takes place. All her worldly bonds, that endless cycle of birth and rebirth, they simply fall away. In a magnificent vision, she beholds the forms of both Lord Rama from her past life and Lord Krishna from her present life, shining together as one unified, beautiful, divine reality. Her heart fills with an indescribable peace, and in a shower of divine light, her soul is finally liberated, merging right into the eternal presence of the Lord.
So, the ultimate takeaway from this explainer is this: pure devotion, completely unclouded by material desire or the expectation of a reward, is literally the only offering that truly reaches the divine. The material value of a half-eaten berry or a handful of fruit, totally irrelevant. What the divine actually treasures is the pure love residing in the devotee's heart. If you enjoyed exploring this deeply profound narrative with us today, please like and subscribe to the channel so we can bring you more content like this. But before you go, we want to leave you with this thought. When you give your time, your energy, or your devotion to others in your own life, are you giving it with the pure intention of Shabari, or are you secretly hoping for a basket full of gold in return?